That's live footage of R.D. Godrej, who is ready to address the media on the quarterly numbers gone by just yesterday. It was a bit of a disappointment. Ultratech Cement is a big gainer in today's session. Grasim, Jindal Steel and Power, Tata Power and Tata Steel holding up.
Declared its results for the quarter ended September 30th at its board meeting yesterday afternoon. For the quarter, the consolidated sales grew 40%. All our business components and companies which are consolidated with Godrej Industries had a very good quarter. Our profit growth was low, mainly because we had to take a write-off for the loss on the sale of Godrej Industries shares in Godrej Hershey to the Hershey company. We have exited this joint venture and we had to take a loss on the sale of the shares. However, this will help us in the long run because every quarter we had to consolidate the losses of Godrej Hershey, which henceforth from this current quarter onwards will not have to be done. All our businesses are performing well. We continue to grow well both in India and outside India, and there was a particularly good performance by two of the components of our business. Godrej Properties had a very good quarter and Godrej Agrovet also had a very good quarter.
Okay, so you spoke about losses from accruing out of writing off of the sale of shares in the Godrej Hershey, and that is primarily the reason why you're seeing a net loss, and that will not account for, will not be a part of your results.
No, there was not a loss. The consolidated account showed a considerable profit, a profit of about 70 crore.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So you've spoken about two segments showing exceptional growth. So tell us a little bit about Godrej Consumer. Do you foresee, we've seen good rates, we've seen a 35% growth rate there as well. So tell us about how much do you see that growth increase by as you go ahead? Because you do mention about economic challenges for continuing in the future as well.
I would not like to provide any guidance for the future, but Godrej Consumer continues to grow very well. We grew 35% in the quarter ended September 30th, and in the subsequent quarters we expect as good or better growth. Growth is going very well both in India and outside.
Do we see any further consolidation taking place in Godrej Industries as we go ahead? Because clearly you've mentioned that this is going to be a part of your strategy.
No, Godrej Industries will be consolidating all the companies in which it has shares. Some are subsidiaries, some are associates. So that consolidation will go on. We don't see any new companies coming into the fold in the immediate future. But Godrej Agrovet, of which Godrej Industries owns 75%, is growing extremely rapidly. And we expect that the rural economy is doing extremely well both in India and Bangladesh, where Godrej Agrovet has large operations. And we expect growth will continue very strongly in this part of the business.
So talking about Godrej Agrovet, what sort of, since it's growing at a faster pace, what sort of expansion plans also, if you can talk about it, are we expecting from Godrej Agrovet and domestically also and overseas also, if you could just tell us?
Yes, well, Godrej Agrovet's main business is domestic. It has a substantial business in Bangladesh and it has a joint venture in the UAE. But the growth is mainly coming from India, and all its sectors, especially animal feed and oil palm, are growing very strongly. We are also investing very strongly in Godrej Agrovet. We are building several new animal feed factories across the country and also oil palm crushing mills.
So what kind of an investment are you making?
The investment will be starting from about 6 months ago and continuing for another year will be of the order of 150 to 200 crore.
Okay. And are these being made entirely out of internal accruals?
Yes, internal accruals.
So also tell us a little bit about the kind of diversification and the kind of brand extension that we can see in Godrej Consumer. You've been adding products and you've been renovating, relaunching products at a very fast pace. Tell us something about where we could expect further innovations to take place.
Yes, innovations and relaunches is a big part of GCPL's program. In the recent past, we launched the AER range of air fresheners. We had the AmbiPure range of air fresheners in the past, but because the brand was owned by the Sara Lee Corporation, they withdrew the brand, but we were compensated for the value of the brand in India.
Okay, that is Adi Godrej talking about the Q2 numbers which went by. Remember, it was a bit of a disappointment in terms of their profits, largely on account of a write-off as well as an increase in the tax expenses this time around. But of course, the numbers are not strictly comparable with those of the previous period. 2.5% lower in today's session. It has been a mild attempt to redeem itself at 311.